A technology carrier in the literal sense of the word, the 1955 Mercedes racing car Transporter carries the most advanced racing cars on its back. Scrapped, in 1967 it was again rebuilt. A race transporter of superlatives, 192 horsepower and 170 kilometers per hour. The makers of Mercedes Classic revive the myth new again and reconstruct the racing car Transporter with many original parts. As at the time, the blue Transporter carries Juan Manuel Fangio's championship-winning car from 1955 and wears the 196W Powerline.
Der Mercedes-Benz Renntransporter, den Sie hier sehen,
The Mercedes-Benz racing car Transporter, as seen here, was unique in 1955. It was built at the time under arbitrary conditions. Similarly, now with the reconstruction, there were pros and cons, but one has ultimately decided for this unique vehicle rebuild.
5 years to build, added another 2 years waiting for a 6-cylinder engine from the 300 SL, which gives the original in 1955 legs. The person responsible for the replica restoration operation, Mika, has had some hard nuts to crack. Drawings or blueprints do not exist, because even then the Mercedes team builds the monster with plenty of improvisations. So the coach builders have no choice but to study old photos extensively. The result deserves the title masterpiece. Everything is as fresh as the first day. The 1955 original would probably not have been completed with the perfection of today's replica. The Mercedes-Benz racing department needed the Transporter immediately and not in 5 years. Then, as now, a Mercedes 180 Ponton provides essential body parts. A Mercedes 300S, the X-shaped tubular frame. Even inside, one sees some parts of various old Mercedes sedans and is pleased with the attention to detail and the technically perfect execution. Also here, only photos assist for reproduction.
Two things about this car were so special. First, according to the idea by Rudolf Uhlenhaut, to build a car like that at all and afford to build a vehicle for the transport of a racing car, so that one gets to the racetrack from the workshop and at speeds of up to 170 kilometers per hour. The other so extraordinary thing about this car is its design. The passenger is completely in front of the front axle, and therefore a look and a body that is very unusual. The car got known very quickly around the world, also for this reason.
Today, the offload procedure may take a little longer, and no one is willing to inflict a scratch on the brand new Transporter. The Transporter always carries the perforated rails for loading and unloading with it. With its nearly 200 horsepower 300 SL engine, the vehicle manages around 170 kilometers an hour top, about twice as fast as conventional trucks. So you could then bring a race car damaged in training as quickly as possible to Stuttgart, repair overnight, and again participate in the race the next day. Sterling Moss once benefited from the time gained. His W196 gets a new chassis designed in the workshop with a longer wheelbase. He promptly showed his streamlined car in the front row of the 1955 Monza Grand Prix. The Mercedes-Benz W196 Streamline with the start number 18 drives a Series 8-cylinder 2.5-liter displacement, and it delivers up to 290 horsepower at 8,500 RPM. In 1954 and 55, Mercedes-Benz dominated the 2.5-liter racing formula at their will. In the end, the factory drivers Carl Kling and Juan Manuel Fangio give the strong competition from Ferrari, Lancia and Maserati no chance. Already at the season opener in 54 in Reims in France, both Silver Arrows pull away from the field, straight away from the start. They no longer give away their lead, and Fangio won ahead of Kling. The Argentine racing legend Fangio won the World Championship title twice in the W196 in 1954 and 55. Well, it no longer goes as fast as it did back then today. Even when the unique model easily reaches 105 miles per hour or 170 kilometers an hour, finally, the newly constructed 300 SL engine delivers an impressive 245 horsepower instead of 192 like before. Driving with the still unique Virgin model on the Swabian Alp, pouring rain which neither harmed the racing car carrier nor the museum Silver Arrow. Almost 60 years ago, that didn't interest anyone when it went back to the factory at night in the fog, and the transporter had to help defeat the enemy. Today, the Mercedes Classic employees move the impossibly expensive replica with velvet gloves, piggyback with the $1 million museum racing car on the truck bed. The Swabians nonchalantly conceal what the race transporter replica exactly cost. Is this unique piece the Blue Mauritius under the Mercedes old-timers? Sure, there are a number of other very valuable classics with the star, but the race transporter is certainly the Blue Mauritius of all transport vehicles. Just a classical technology carrier.